Welcome to Fantastic Vision. Please subscribe us before you watch today's video. If you always watch our channel, you may know the news that TSMC in China, Taiwan, regarding the establishment of a factory in the United States. TSMC's CEO Morris Chang was opposed to it at the beginning, believing that the establishment of a factory in the United States has no cost advantage or talent advantage. However, as the American factory gradually landed, Morris Chang changed his tune, saying that he was ready to build a factory in the United States. Not only now, TSMC has also announced the expansion of the U.S. factory construction to meet orders from U.S. companies. Has TSMC really become medium semiconductor? What are the benefits of TSMC expanding its U.S. factory? Morris Chang: we are ready to build a factory in the United States. In 1987, Morris Chang founded TSMC. As the former vice president of Texas Instruments, Morris Chang gave up his high salary and power in the United States, returned to China and founded TSMC in Taiwan province, which has changed the world ever since. TSMC's original chip processing model allows the IDM model company that develops chip design, manufacturing, and packaging to abandon the manufacturing industry and focus on chip design. TSMC uses the world's leading chip foundry technology to help customers produce chips, and has won large orders from major American companies such as Apple, Nvidia, and AMD. After more than 30 years of development, TSMC has long been deeply rooted and is unique in the global chip manufacturing industry. But all this changed with the loss of the second largest customer order. TSMC's original production capacity orders were scattered. After losing the second largest customer order, TSMC's orders were concentrated in the hands of American customers. Although the revenue has been guaranteed, it has also lost its retreat. The United States invited TSMC to build a factory in the past, which was once opposed by Morris Chang. Morris Chang served as the vice president of Texas Instruments in the United States and understood the weakness of the American manufacturing industry. In addition, American customers have always handed over orders to Asia for production, and the chip manufacturing industry in the United States continues to lose, and the cost and industrial chain conditions for chip manufacturing are simply not available. It can be said that Morris Chang is not optimistic about the establishment of factories in the United States. It can be said that it is objective and rational. However, with the gradual landing of factories in the United States, Morris Chang's attitude has also changed. At TSMC's move-in ceremony on December 6, Morris Chang attended and delivered a speech, saying, "I have long wanted to establish a semiconductor company in the United States, and this time we are ready for the new factory." Morris Chang should understand that manufacturing chips in the United States has no advantages. So he voiced his opposition, but now Morris Chang is also enthusiastic about American factories, and has further expanded the investment and construction of American factories. TSMC became American TSMC. According to the plan announced by TSMC, it is necessary to increase the investment to $40 billion, build 2 5nm and 3nm factories, and achieve an annual production capacity of 600,000 pieces after the 2 factories are completed. And it is expected to achieve an annual revenue of $10 billion. That is to say, TSMC plans to achieve an annual revenue target of 69.7 billion yuan in the United States. Behind the huge revenue target, it also shows that TSMC is ready to receive orders from American companies. As Morris Chang said, it is ready to build factories in the United States. Has TSMC really become medium semiconductor? Now TSMC is falling into the trap of the United States step by step. The United States clearly wants to acquire TSMC's technology, talents and other semiconductor industry resources, which makes TSMC lose the cooperation with its second largest customer, makes TSMC rely on American customers, and leaves TSMC with no more retreats. Then use TSMC's technological advantages to help the United States realize the rise of the chip manufacturing industry. In this process, it is basically impossible for TSMC to turn back. The production capacity has arrived in the United States, and key talents have also gone together. I don't know what is left in the headquarters area. Or the hollowing out of the headquarters that the people on the island are worried about is gradually becoming a reality. What are the benefits of TSMC expanding its US factory? TSMC successfully imported the first batch of equipment into the US factory. The US is naturally happy to see this scene. After decades, the US will have a world-class chip factory again. However, TSMC worked so hard to manufacture chips in the United States, but was not regarded as a guest of honor, but was asked for data by the United States, and was also excluded from 2 nanometers cooperation with Japan. Apple is TSMC's largest customer. It has no concerns about TSMC's investment plan and directly requires TSMC's factories to provide 4 nanometers chips in the future. 4 nanometers was originally not in TSMC's factory planning, but Apple can determine the layout of TSMC in one sentence, which shows that TSMC has been constrained. TSMC is still expanding its US factories. What are the ultimate benefits? It can only be said that TSMC's going to the United States to build a factory may not be able to get the expected return. Because Intel is also building factories in Arizona and Ohio, Intel is also developing high-end chips and seeking cooperation from companies such as Nvidia, AMD, and Apple. As long as Intel masters chip foundry technology comparable to TSMC, it is not difficult to win customer orders from TSMC. Coupled with the United States support for Intel, TSMC is not only facing competition from Intel alone, but the United States behind it. Now the United States needs TSMC, so it maintains a good cooperative attitude. In the future, Intel will replace it, and the pattern of the US chip manufacturing industry will change. What benefits TSMC can ultimately obtain depends not on how many orders it has, but on whether Intel is rising. TSMC plans to obtain an annual revenue of 69.7 billion yuan in the United States, which will inevitably prompt TSMC to continue to increase investment and get closer to customers. From the perspective of making money, there is no problem, but if you lose the initiative of the layout, you have to see if it is worthwhile. What do you think about this? Welcome to leave a message below to share. Thank you.